Hi, how are you? Nice to see you.
Have I taken your seat?
No, you have not.
Okay.
No, I'm just trying it out because she wants me to video it when it starts up. So I'm live streaming it, so you're now famous. I'm live streaming it now on Facebook.
Oh.
But then I can download it later, you see. And,
because Louise very much wanted to be here, but she's got another commitment in Auckland.
Yeah, Kay, the same thing. Kay wanted to be here and couldn't be here. And, it'll be interesting.
Oh, we've got the sausages going.
We're starting a tiny bit early, but that's okay. Our pianist finished a little early. My name's Mari Gallia, and I'll be your MC or Mistress of Ceremonies tonight. Thank you for coming to celebrate the launch of the Writers and Poets Doubtless Bay Anthology, Voices from the Barn. At this point, it is my pleasure to extend our warm and loving gratitude to John, our host, wherever he is. And to all those who come to care and share at the barn. Now, John, would you mind stepping up here for one moment, please? Come on.
Nobody told me about this. It's all about communication.
Guess what? It got landed on me at the last minute too, my darling. This is an original artwork from the anthology for you. I believe this was done by our lovely artist Suzanne Beer. Thank you, John.
I'm not quite sure what to say, but to all that make your life and my life so much richer, to all of you, thank you. The product of collective and grace and love in the mix, so thank you everybody.
Thank you, John. I'd also like to extend our big thanks to the Lions Club of Mangonui for providing the sustenance with the sausage sizzle out there. Really yummy. And thanks to all absent friends and contributors who could not be here with us tonight. There's several of them overseas, etc. So I mentioned them. And also please give a hearty round of applause to our lovely pianist, Margaret Ennis. Thank you, Margaret. And many, many, many thanks to all those involved in this project. Supporters, contributors, writers and editors, children, families, changelings, printers, publishers, artists and puppies. Oops, did I say puppies? I'm sure there were a few of them around here during our, our writings. And now a little bit of barn housekeeping. The bathrooms are out the barn door, turn right, and behind the wall across the driveway. You'll find the facilities. I'm sure you all know where they are. And over here at this table here, we have our lovely Lisa Shirley with copies of Voices from the Barn at $20 each. And just a gentle reminder, it's cash sales only. Some of the contributors to Voices from the Barn will be available for signings and perhaps some photos if you're lucky. We also have a silent auction of an original artwork from the Anthology, created and donated by our own lovely Suzanne Beer. The evening's program is as follows. Next up we have our guest speaker, and she's followed by a speaker from the Poets and Writers group, Prue King, our lovely editor. Around 7:15 we'll have some readings from the Anthology till approximately 7:45, and when we'll have a break, giving you the opportunity to purchase the Anthology and signings and photographs perhaps. At 8 p.m. we'll have questions and answers for about 15 minutes, followed by more readings if we have the time. And all going according to plan, we'll end the evening at 8:30 when you're welcome to mingle, purchase book signings and photos and chat. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Lynn Jenner. Lynn is a prize-winning writer of essay, poetry, non-fiction and hybrid texts. She is a member of the New Zealand Academy of Literature, earning her PhD from the International Institute of Modern Letters. And Lynn has just won the Kathleen Grattan Poetry Award 2025 for her manuscript, The Gum Trees of Kerikeri, which will be published next year by Otago University Press. Welcome. Nice round of applause for Lynn. Yes, thanks.
Kia ora koutou. Thank you very much for inviting me along to this launch of this fantastic book.
Mike's not.
Is the mic on?
Yep.
Please tell me if I slip away from the mic, because I have a very, very quiet voice, and you just haven't got no chance of hearing me if I'm not mic'd. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is really a love letter to writing. And so really I'm talking writer to writer, to all the writers who are here tonight whose work is in the book. I don't know you all, so I wonder if you would mind just putting up your hand if you have something in the book. Woohoo, isn't that wonderful? Yes. And so writers and friends of writers. So the introduction that you just heard made me sound, you know, serious and scholarly, but actually the real story is I'm still learning about writing. I'm learning it every day when I do it, and I've got a book, as you heard, coming out in March next year. I've just finished writing the poems for that book, and to be honest, I don't know what to write next. I don't know what to write about. I don't know how to write it. So I think those are the sort of things that happen to every writer. You have a rush of blood to the head, you do something, and then after a while you don't know what to do next. And to me that just seems like that's what writing is like. 20 years ago I had never written anything except for my job. My start in writing came from a writing course at Whitireia Polytech in Porirua in 2004, and that year changed my life. It completely turned my life upside down actually, because I never went back to my job after that, which was a wonderful thing to do and also a very foolish thing to do. I'd always had a feeling that I might like to write, and I used to talk to people about that. But the course showed me how to stop talking about writing and start actually doing it. Since then, writing has been absolutely at the centre of my life. I'm never happier than when I've just written something, even if the next time I look at it, it's crap. But, you know, I get a real buzz from actually doing it. I've never belonged to a group like this one up here, but I wish there had been one around where I lived. One of the most important things about a course or a group like this is that you get to hang out with people who are interested in writing and reading, as interested as you are. And you learn so much from other people, and you get support for the act of writing, which for writers you think that's important, but the rest of the world doesn't think it's that important. So it's really cool to hang out with people who also think it's important. So I've only been to the barn once before, so you won't know me, but I've been reading your beautiful book for a few weeks now, and I just think it's a huge achievement, and it's absolutely a privilege to share the launch with you tonight. I'd like to congratulate everyone involved. So all credit to Jackson, who had the initial idea of starting the group, as I understand it. Credit to the team who've made the book, but most of all, credit to you, the writers, for sending your voices out into the world. The more I thought about the title, the more I think Voices from the Barn is the perfect title, because what's in the book is your voices, and here's this utterly amazing place, the barn, which I don't think could exist anywhere else. Like the vibe of it is just absolutely stunning, and it's a privilege to be part of that. So I'm just going to talk a little bit more about writing, and because I'm obsessed with it, obviously, and I'm going to talk about the reasons why people write and what it does, what your writing does in the world. So after more than a year of writing, listening to each other read or sing, and critiquing, now your voices are a book. The book is a record of a particular time in the life of the Doubtless Bay writers and poets. So the words and feelings of that last year are caught now. They're not going to just float by and be lost in the sort of everyday busyness of life. They're here. They can't get away. So I think that's amazing, because a lot of times you have an idea, something strikes you, and then the world just moves on, and you go to the supermarket, and then in 2 or 3 days you've forgotten you had that idea. But when you are a writer, and in some of these stories here, that's catching the idea before it has a chance to slide away. So people write for all sorts of reasons. An American poet that I particularly like, a man called Young Lee, he says that poetry deals with the whole human being, even the parts of ourselves that we don't like. And he says that that feeling all of ourselves, the good and the bad, makes us better people. It doesn't matter, he says, whether you are looking at nature or you're talking about the best or the worst times in your life. Writing, he says, is an uncovering. And I think that's a really interesting description, because sometimes, in my experience, and maybe in yours too, what you uncover is something that you didn't know you knew. And that's pretty cool. Writing makes you more observant. It makes you notice little things. It makes you pay attention to language, because you have to try and figure out what exact words to use so that people will understand what you're trying to say. I think writing also makes you think more creatively, and I think that flows over into other parts of your life, all sorts of parts of your life. One of the great things that I really like about writing is that it doesn't cost much. And to be honest, what can you do these days? It doesn't cost much. You can do writing for your own reasons. Everyone can. The door is really easy to open, and you can find out how it works for you as you go along. Whatever your reasons for writing are, or what they were at the beginning and what they are now, I hope you have found some of the rewards of writing. If you have enjoyed the writing, or if it has been hard but worthwhile, or if you have found friends through writing, then you are probably hooked, and in that case, welcome to the club. You've all made this book now. It's done. And after tonight, the book will start its own life. And I find this a really cool part of writing as well. So you won't know all the ways that the book lives. The book will go places, and it will be picked up by people, and they will open it and they will make their own sense of what's in there. And that might be in years to come. The time that I came to the barn, a woman read from a poetry book that was 40 years old. She picked it up at an op shop, and it had a beautiful poem in it, and she read that poem. Well, who's to say that this won't happen in 40 years' time? You just don't know what happens in the life of a book. Your book is a thing in the world now, and it is part of people understanding the world. Reading can help people too. So writing, I think, helps people, but reading helps people as well, because people see when they read that they are not alone. And that is such a worthwhile thing to be part of, to be sharing that sort of something that people can identify with. I think you should all be very proud of the work that is in the book. Writing is a craft, in my opinion, and the more you work on it, the more you can do with it, just like any craft, and the more it gives you, the more you work on it. And the craft of writing is completely open-ended. That's another thing I really like about it. There aren't too many rules, and the door is open for you now, for all of you who have written and put things in this book. Who knows where your writing journey will take you now. So thank you for the opportunity to read this book and to meet some of you, and I hope I meet some more of you later. I'd love it if you came up and talked to me about why you wrote and what writing does in your life. I'd love those conversations. So thank you for the opportunity to be part of this. As of right now, this minute, Voices from the Barn is officially launched. So now I'm just going to hand over to Prue for a few words.
I think Lynn's read my script. What a lovely night. Thank you all so much for coming. We asked the Mangonui Lions when they agreed to do the barbecue. We said, we might have 50, and I've just been told we've had just 3 under 100. Thank you, Lynn, for your kind words. I was the editor of the book, for those who are new here. We did it. Congratulations, friends, you are now published writers. Let's face it, none of us had any idea what we were taking on with this anthology. From scrappy notes and the vaguest concepts to this lovely book. Wow. A little bit of the backstory. Again, the group was started by Jackson two and a half years ago, coming up to 3. And Jackson sadly now lives in Dunedin. After outgrowing the local cafes around Mangonui, we had to start meeting here at the barn, thanks to John, and every Tuesday morning. The book, Voices from the Barn, has been virtually all this year in the making. From the outset, the group decided it would be as collaborative as possible, so we would all develop skills along the way. The writers discussed and decided everything possible, such as the themes, artwork and marketing editorial decisions aside. All submissions were workshopped by members of the group, and the contributors could make suggested edits, or they could choose not to. Pieces that were previously published were taken at face value, and acknowledgement is made of those publications. When I took on the task of editor, my goal was to produce a contemporary anthology that showcased the diverse, entertaining, and deeply felt work of Doubtless Bay writers. Whether it be poetry, prose, or lyrics, the submissions were crafted from the writer's emotions and observations. We all start somewhere. I think there are only 7 of us in the group who were previously published, and look what we've produced from a total of 33 writers. My writer friends, your encouragement, enthusiasm, and faith in me are amazing. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who supported me throughout this editorial journey, both here at the barn on Tuesdays and the messages and emails that I've received along the way. I'd like to thank in particular Steve, where are you, Steve? Steve Hertig, non-stop formatting geek. I can't say I miss your stream of emails every time I open my laptop. Thanks for your expertise and the hours and hours you've put into formatting, tussling with fonts, and even using English spelling. He's from the deep south. I won't belabor how Steve reinserted every comma I deleted. But thanks especially to him for renumbering all 110 pages of the book in version 15 of the draft. Lisa Shirley, your practical support, publishing and printing knowledge, and for being someone to provide fresh ideas have been fabulous. Here's Lisa here selling books. Lisa has been my sounding board and voice of reason, because I sometimes lose mine. I know it's not easy coping with my grammar, punctuation, and style expectations, and Steve and Lisa didn't ever hesitate. Well, perhaps occasionally I had to pin on my editor's badge. This publication would not have happened in such a polished form without both of them. My thanks also to 3 of our writers, Kay Sederman, Ariana, and Suzanne Beer, for also illustrating the themes so perfectly. The standout cover art that encapsulates the contents perfectly was done by Kay, so extra thanks must go to her. Kay and Ariana unfortunately couldn't join us tonight, but I know they're here in spirit, as is Jackson. Producing a book doesn't end when you send the final draft to the printer. Huge thanks to Lena. She was just here. Over there, thank you. To Lena Taylor and your team for the advanced publicity and widespread social media promotion. And thanks also to the Mangonui Lions, which not only supported the publication financially, but also followed it up with their sizzling barbecue skills tonight. Now, where's my man?
There he is.
There he is, that one over there. To Ray, thanks for your uncomplaining support and taking up the slack of what I would normally be doing for all those hours when I was head down at the computer. Your culinary skills have trebled, and our house is cleaner than it used to be. It's deteriorated recently. We might be perhaps a fraction behind in the gardening jobs, but thank you, and I think Ray deserves to play golf at least twice a week now. She's ringing the bell. I'm ignoring it. I'd like to share a few lines from When You're With Someone, a piece in the book that I believe encapsulates some of the group's essence. It was submitted by treasured member Margaret Ellis. Put your hand up, please, Margaret. That's it. Up, up. This is a piece of Margaret. Margaret is our star performer. She's the only one with 5 pieces in the book. Margaret Ellis. With someone. When you're with someone who makes you smile, who helps you see how beautiful the simple things in life can really be, when you're with someone who cares about the things you try to do and can confide your deepest thoughts and feelings to, when you're with someone you trust in, not needing to pretend, someone who helps you know yourself, you know you're with a friend. I think we've all made many friends in the making of this anthology. I hope the pieces and voices from the barn ignite conversations, spark your imagination, and possibly question your perspectives. I hope you'll explore the book for resonance. Some pieces will challenge, others will soothe. In the words of Jodi Picoult, you can always edit a bad page. You can't edit a blank page. If Voices from the Barn encourages its contributors to craft new work and possibly submit it for publication out in the world, then I'll be thrilled to the nth degree. Only we can tell our stories and in our own words. Thank you.
Thank you, lovely. Please stay where you are, please. Steve, Lisa, Lena, please come to the
Office.
The headmaster.
Oh, and sorry,
Still going.
sorry, Lynn. Flowers. And to Prue, our editor, amazing editor, to our publisher, Lisa, and to Steve, another one of these beautiful pieces of original art. To Steve, our geek tech man. Without these people up here, including Lena and Liz, I'd like to mention over here, who's been doing, put your hand up, Liz. He's been doing lots of work in the background too, and everybody else who's contributed. Thank you, bless you. And now we're running late. Hot dang. It's lucky there's a few readers missing, huh? Okay, so our first reader up here tonight is Dan Reinhardt.
Oh, is it?
Dan's a music lover turned writer.
Okay. Jump in the gun.
And a gun bowler.
And a gun bowler.
A gun bowler.
Hello everybody, it's really exciting to be here, to be part of this thing. I joined the writers at the beginning of the year, having never written anything in my life. So just for
Lift the mic up. Lift the mic up, Dan.
Hey?
Lift the mic up. Yeah. There you go, you're
Save me
tall.
bending down. Okay, I'll read this piece out. You can take it with a pinch of salt. But we'll go for it, right? It's called Me. I think I'm a good guy. Got a great sense of humour. I get on with most people. I think I care. Look at all I've done. It's so amazing. What is it, you ask? No need. You don't need the details. Just take my word. What's that you say? Oh, never mind. We're talking about me. I would like you to know I care for the world. I hang out in the bush, and the bush knows this and welcomes me whenever I'm there. Once I hugged a tree so well, it even asked for my number. I care for the animals. They always nod when I walk past. I'm so good with the environment, I occasionally even pick up rubbish. Sometimes I cry when I see sunsets, but only when other people are watching. I tell everyone I'm on the right side. Yeah, I'm on the good side. It's all about me. I have no ego.
And our next speaker is our literary sea dog, Grant Goodwin.
Har.
Har.
Sort of my tattoo, everybody. I've got on page 41 of your recently acquired anthology. If you like to get it out, you'll see the words for the song, and now I'm going to provide the music. This is called Why Art a Number. Does everybody see me there? I like to be seen, you see.
I've got no ego either. It goes with being in the writers group. This is going to be a long 2 minutes.
No.
2.5. I'll give you 2.5.
Oh, thank you very much. You're blessed. Okay, this is it. Here it goes. Why Art a Number? I wrote this in 2020 when I was living down in Kororareka. And it was to teach the young kids a little bit of te reo and how to count. And it goes like this. Ba-dim-ba-dim. Ba-dim-ba-dim. Tahi rua toru wha. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're Maori or Pākehā, it still says 1, 2, 3, 4. Rima ono fitu waru. If you're Mao, if you're Paru, if you're early or if you're late, it still says 5, 6, 7, 8. Waiata Nama is such fun. E Paiana for everyone. We will be so happy when we can count up to 10. So, only to know you were to go. At the end, just ask me how, because this verse has got to end with numbers 9 and 10, you see. Because Waiata Nama is such fun. E Paiana for everyone. We will be so happy when we can count up to 10. You ready? Yeah. Tahi, Rua, Toru, Wha, Rima, Ono, Fitu, Waru, Iwateko!
Thank you for the lesson in te reo. I'm sorry I missed someone out. Jerry Webb is up next. Where are you, Jerry? Jerry promises me there's no intro.
Kia ora koutou. Hello everyone. Okay, 2.5 minutes.
I'll give you 3 now.
So I've got a couple of poems here. They're oldies, but I think they suit this book. So the first one, Doubtless Bay. The bay sparkling cobalt. You smile at me as the... I have to start here again. The bay sparkling cobalt. You smile at me as the wind reaches us. The hull seems to lift up and ski with a busy hollow slapping of water on wood. 1,000 shearwaters streak with one mind, sooty missiles. Their wingtips don't quite touch. They clip the ripples, skid onto the back of the swell, bob like corks, flotilla with folded wings. This doubtless day clears away all past hurt, rip of terrier's teeth skinned over to a scar. The yellow cutting climbs above hee-hee and patched blues of summer water shimmer. No mirage, our healing love leaves trauma astern. Here comes another lift. Thank you. So this one's called Peria Stream. That's my awa. It uses the word our quite a lot, so that is Lois, my wife of half a century or more, and me, but it could be the more general our. So Peria Stream, 20 miles meandering with amazing motion through bush and farm, our sacred river runs, then reaches mangroves, numberless to man, and merges with salt tides, the Pacific Ocean. A moving miracle, this current of sparking molecules, this boulder rumpled kaleidoscope of variations, forever in motion, yet holding a pattern, endless loop of the water cycle. evaporation, precipitation, water through bedrock forced, springs and rivers sourced. Iria, named by an early missionary, a transliteration into Terrell of Berea, a town in Macedonia, ancient Greece, where St. Paul preached and found a welcome on his journey. Iria stream pouring from bushed gullies of Maungatanafa, majestic Maua of our valley, standing head and shoulders above the range, catchment for this stream that carves through our land, with a pool on every bend, stream, land, foundation of life, site of inspiration. May I always plunge deep into your refreshing pools.
Okay, up next we've got the lovely kitty kitty songwriter singer Jess Sweeney.
Len was saying something about the anthology reflecting what people are writing about now, but in fact, three of my 4 songs were written between 2019 and 2021. And the song that I wrote on page 31, I didn't write anything else for 3 years after that because I was so shocked. So I'm delighted that I'm not in that phase anymore. And something is actually coming once in a while. So this song is called Confidential. And it came about because I was all set to tell a friend about this fantastic thing that had happened. And another wiser friend said to me, "Are you sure you're allowed to talk about that?" And I thought, and I discovered, no, I wasn't. So the friend that was itching to know what it was all about said, "Just write a song about it and change things." And, well, why not? So this song is called Confidential. When you've cost someone money and you've cost them prestige, well, they might act civil, but you better believe beneath that veneer they are not best pleased. But it's all confidential, and I can't tell you the who's and the where's and the why's. So if you're feeling curious, you're just gonna have to guess and give it your best surmise. Should something befall me, some tragedy, there's 2 main suspects got it in for me, and both their initials rhyme with them and he. But it's all confidential, and I can't tell you the who's and the where's and the why's. So if you're feeling curious, you're just gonna have to guess and give it your best surmise. There are things in my past which cause me some shame, and as I grow older, the list gets longer of mistakes I won't make again. But it's all confidential, and I can't tell you the who's and the where's and the why's. So if you're feeling curious, you're just gonna have to guess and give it your best surmise. It's all confidential, and if I told you, I'd just get in trouble, so I'm closing the file. And if I can't tell you the whole story, at least you know I'm not telling you lies. 'cause it's all confidential, and I'm closing the file.
Yes. And next up we have a young Far North writer, Jordan Slater. So nice to see young people writing.
I'm young, not wise. Wait a few years. Right. On a winter's morning, hens in need of warm, clean hay. My brother sent to the barn 100 metres away. I watched from the kitchen window, cooking fresh porridge. Suddenly, the landlord's wife, riding a quad bike, entered the fray. In curiosity, she drove her bike innocently, skipping the words a bit, into one great steep mud patch now below. In reverse, the quad sank defeatedly. With the husband a phone call away, a shiny John Deere arrived to save the day. One large tractor to pull one stuck farm bike. With the mud suction overcome, with the bike now free, the commotion left the pain. This was the highlight of the week, a breakfast and a show. It was comical to say.
Thank you, Jordan. Farm humour. Okay, next up we've got a singing songwriter and poet, Katrina Conlon. And she put some pretty funny ones out too.
This one's not funny, and I'm dedicating it to my friend who's travelled up from Auckland and surprised me earlier on. Aww. And I did have a wee cry, so thank you, Lynn, for travelling so far. This is called The Soft Sweeping Rain. The soft sweeping rain swept the road in front of me, the atmosphere full of mystery, neither light nor dark. My mind kept wandering between my future and my past. Something very strange is happening to me that words cannot explain. I keep walking thoughtfully in the soft, sweeping rain. Thank you.
And welcome to your friend from Auckland. Nice to see you here all the way up here in the far north. Okay, who's up next? Kay Cederman, one of our lovely artists, could not be here, but reading for her tonight is the lovely Philippa.
Pleased to be reading here for Kay tonight, and her poem is Orange Wolves. Today, quite out of the blue, and slipped into our chat about the viscosity of acrylic paint and portraiture, you gently handed me a scarf, a gorgeous gift of silky, sinuous softness, diaphanous and dotted with black willow trunks and orange wolves. These wolves are howling, slinking, raised on haunches, alert and on the prowl, each wolfish eye as empty as a billboard bullet hole. I blinked. I knew the scarf will never wrap around my neck, but be woven around my walls to mark the days my sleigh outran those starving wolves that haunt all snowy woods. And I'll be warned.
I'm aware the time up there is wrong, so should we stop for a break now? We've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 speakers after this, or we could have one more. What say you?
We've just been donated these Christmas cakes from Lions. There's 3 left because I'm going to take one, but They're 25 each, so any
If you're looking for a Christmas cake,
funds from them will go to the barn as well.
from the Lions Club.
There's 3 here. Get in quick.
Okay, I think we'll have one more speaker, and that is our lovely ex-librarian and a long-time writer, Margaret Ellis. Yes, you dear.
I think most of the set
Thank you, everybody. It's been so kind to me during my time with everybody. And I've enjoyed every minute. This one is called Tin of Colour. Tin of colour, rainbow of paints, sitting, smiling, gracious hands, busy, drawing, brushes, painting, a face, a flower, pastel, bright hues selected and perfect, a tribute, a blessing. Page 73. This next one I'm going to read is called If We Knew What Tomorrow Held. If we knew what tomorrow held, we wouldn't need our dreams or our hopes and plans for our life. But tomorrow is an unanswered question. It is a new challenge for us to face, a new adventure to explore. Keep your mind and thoughts clear in your head so that all your tomorrows be fulfilling ones forever in word and deed. Thank you. I'll get there.
And now we're going to have a 15-minute break, and we'll be back soon. Have a cup of tea. I'm aware we've got another 35 minutes, and we've got more readers. 5, perhaps 6 readers. But before we start, has anyone got any burning questions they'd like to ask? Anyone in the writers group? If you've got any questions you'd like to ask, now's your time to ask. No questions? Brilliant. I'm sure you did it all in the break. All that lovely conversation with cups of tea. And thank you everyone who supplied all the beautiful food tonight. Cakes and sausages and bits and pieces. Okay. Our next speaker is the informative storyteller, Max Tobin.
I'm sure the bell will ring.
Just on that bell tolls for thee. That's helpful, very helpful.
Want to do it? Have to redo it. Come on, wake up.
All life is response to rhythm, the dance of opposing forces coexisting in harmony. The sun exists in our hearts to bring us joy, awareness of the unity that pervades creation. We all move in response. The same fluid energy flow connects our heart. We have only one heart, known when we exist together in understanding. Sit still in your perfection. Existence worships creative power. Slowly we awaken, hour by hour. The grace, the beauty, we be in awe. Absolute splendour and divine energy manifesting as nodal symbols in a unity of dance. As we know the source within, even the night is filled with light. The sun, pure spirit, conductor of a symphony which is yet a reflection of purer music and greater harmonies, buried deep in mind, shared by guardians who would guide us home where we have always been, together in our totality.
Okay, next up we have our nature-loving baker and writer, Robin Hayes.
On a lighter note, I would just like to say to Mary that it's been a pleasure being part of the group, but to actually hear fellow writers and readers perform is just taking it to a whole new level, so thanks. Okay, this poem occurred when I was, came to me when I was house sitting for a friend last year. It's called Ned and the House Sitter. The cat door flipped flat and I looked for the cause. There in the kitchen stood 4 spotless cat paws. Attached beautifully above was a fat ginger tabby, his coat sleek and gleaming, an apparition none too shabby. Handsome? Yes. Perfect? Almost. It's just those 2 big eyes. Were they a little too close? He sidled on over to the couch where I sat and leapt on to the armrest, a clearly nimble cat. A smooth operator, a dispenser of charm, I fell for his small talk, his demeanour, his calm. Well, hey there, pretty lady. I'm Ned and I'm needy. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, so it's time to feed me. To the pantry we went and I opened the door. He ignored the mousetrap we saw set on the floor. I'm vegan, said Ned, catching my gawp as he smooched up and stared against a bag of black hawk. I filled the bowl on the floor and a second on the bench, then topped up his water like a starry-eyed wench. He purred a silky, thank you, then gave a knowing look, one I suspect he may bestow on whoever's the cook. With a tickle of his whiskers and a rub of his head, he circled my legs, then looked up and said, you know, I'd never leave Michelle. She's my anchor, my rock. But if she popped off tomorrow, I'd get over the shock. You, my pretty lady, would make a great plan B. And when you finally go home, I want you to think about me as you sit there sipping on your bergamot tea. I'm the total care package, the mouse thing aside. And once you've overlooked my mysterious eyes, we'd make a great team, be the envy of the road with our mutual attraction as this house shit is house. It gets better every time I read it. But for now, here we are. Michelle's due back any day. Please don't mention our chat, by the way, because I know she'll believe me when I say, Michelle, it's you. I'm so happy you're home. The sitter went to hee-hee and left me alone. Not every night, it must be said, but too much for my liking. I need to be fed. And just like that, he had the upper paw. With his barely veiled threat, I was just the sitter once more. I pondered then, fighting back the tears welling, just how callous could he be? There was clearly no telling. Cast heartlessly aside and left feeling cheap, I packed up my things and went home to the beach.
Now we have an edit writer, Steve Song.
Steve.
Just going to bring up the last minute.
Hello everyone. Thank you for coming. So my one was called Kum, which means dream in my language. And very good. Dear friends, I'll make sure to think of you more than you think of me, so that after this life we can live on inside my memory, and together we shall reach eternal utopia, where pain and suffering no longer exist. I'll invite you to my dream. And I'd like to just do a quick, immediate translation into my language, just for my friends that came here today. 사랑하는 나의 친구들에게, 너희가 날 생각하는 것보다 내가 너희들을 더 생각하도록 할게. 왜냐면 각자 바쁜 일상을 힘차게 살아가는 너희들보다 내가 좀 더 시간의 여유가 있으니까. 그러면 어쩌면 이 삶이 지나고 나서 고통이 없는 영원한 낙원 속에서 함께 존재할 수 있지 않을까? 내 꿈으로 초대할게. Love you guys.
Beautiful, Steve. Thank you so much. Brilliant, Steve. Okay, next we have another Steve Hurtig. Our multiverse explorer, Steve.
Translation, geek. I like the very talented Miss Sweeney and Mr. Goodwin, who can actually write lyrics and perform them. I lack the ability to perform them. Well, I could, but it wouldn't be pretty. So I have to rely on technology to help me perform the lyrics that I write. And I owe the Voices from the Barn, all the members, my inspiration for starting to write lyrics after so many years of writing sci-fi just a year ago. And I'm just loving it. It's fun. And I hope you enjoy this. This is a blues song with a capital D. So pardon me while I get the band set up.
Steve quite often has us singing along on our Tuesdays to some of the stuff he puts together. Makes it a quite interesting poets and writers group.
I thought it was just because he was a bastard.
Oh. No, he likes the sound of your voice, Fiona.
That's why the bass player's being a word. So hopefully it's going to work. No. Sorry.
Speakers.
1 minute 30.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
30 seconds.
We have contact. Beam me up, Scotty.
Sorry. It'd be much easier if I could sing.
Indeed.
Practice.
I got tears falling like raindrops, my eyes pulling out all the stops. They're pulling around my feet. Somebody just called the cops. Wandering lost, just can't conform. Holding tight, just trying to keep warm. Looking up into the darkest sky, all my tears swirling in a storm. Oh, the keep falling out of me. Lord, please just shelter me. Lord, please just shelter me. Can't stop falling to my knees, drinking whiskey as I please, trying to feel what's around the bend, gotta figure out what I see. Stumbling down that old dark valley, knowing what's coming is the finale, bowing my head, staring at ground, lost forever in an old back alley. Facing another cold downpour, storms are coming, my soul's torn, raindrops falling on my dreams, crying so much my soul's sore. Oh, these blues won't let me be. Raindrops just keep falling out of me. Lord, please just set me free. Lord, please just set me free.
Singing the blues, Steve. Singing the blues. Okay. Now we got someone who really writes from his heart, and that's Will.
Go well.
Actually got some people watching for a change. Here we go.
You live streaming it. Cool.
Evening, folks. Just a small prelude to this. The start of it was many years ago when I was wandering up Queen Street, and there was two very old guys sitting at a table. And yeah, the crowds were just walking past, ignoring these two old guys with their jar and their poppies, and this is some of the results. It's called When Flowers Bleed. Where come the men on Anzac Day? What keeps them here with life? How dare they sell the poppies red, reminders of their strife? An annual terrorism unheralded like bloody flecks of light that shine out clear from darkness deep within this age of night. That darkness called democracy fair, where rich control the rest, where war pensions will be qualified, by another medic test. It's called the test of living on less than what you need, brought about by corporates large and banks justifying greed. Will they ever weep for the men who died at the sharp end of the stick? No, I cannot wear your poppy. It would compromise your truth. I cannot pretend I have not heard. I cannot give you proof that I'll stand as straight as you did, never count the cost. I cannot salve my soul with coins. You know that all is lost. Yes, the era's almost over. The tide is on the ebb. The page is now a crumpled crease, unable to be read. I weep for you, those stalwarts, as I see the hurt and pain, when the cost of so much sacrifice has nearly been in vain. That sadness that's upwelling is that people never learn the treasure that has cost them naught, always they will spurn. So march on now, old soldiers, as your shadow's length is cast. For many now, the bell's been rung, who will be the last?
Thank you, Will. And last but not least, our lovely Earth Lady, Linda Grierson.
Good evening. So hard to choose. Great soul's compassion. One moment, a speck of time, cracked open into an entire universe. One lifetime, endless swimming through long desert nights. I found myself caught, the perpetrator within. Great soul's compassion. The pain owns me not. The swimming seems forever, yet I know that I have, I can, and I will always fly. And this one is a love poem. It's not long and soft. It's called Hawk. Flight shadow shelters union, celebrates separation, fathomed, not bound, appears as slight, thus twined. I'll read it again because it's kind of nice. Flight shadow shelters union, celebrates separation, fathomed, not bound, appears as slight, thus twined.
Okay, well that's the last of our readers, unless there's someone else who wants to jump up and say a few words. Just a reminder, 21st and 22nd is Midsummer Night's Dream here at the barn, 7 p.m. on the Friday, 2 p.m. on the Saturday, and it's a call to the barn. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. The actors are all members of the Poets and Writers group. So that's the end of our evening. If you want to, there's books to purchase and signings to be done if you wish, or stop and have another cup of tea and a chat. But thank you all for coming. Thank you. It's been a lovely night. Thank you so much.
Can I say something?
Yes.
If anybody's going south tomorrow, it's the only wall. It used to be the Rotary book sale. It's somebody else is running it now. It's a different charity. But it's on till 9 till 2 at the Sports Centre on the bypass going into Kerry. just by the way. There were a lot of books I was there today.
And thank you again to Lynn Jenner for joining us tonight.
C'est bon.